Silence is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools we have. It is not just the absence of noise, it is a gateway to something far deeper, a sense of self-awareness, emotional clarity, and profound insight. Throughout history, monks, sages, and great thinkers have turned to silence not as a means of escape, but as a way to unlock wisdom, creativity, and ultimate freedom. What if the key to a happier, more peaceful life wasn't in doing more, but in doing less? What if the secret to clarity, success, and inner peace wasn't found in adding things to your life, but in removing them? Imagine, for a moment, a life where you no longer feel overwhelmed by noise, both external and internal, where the relentless demands, distractions, and pressures simply fade into the background, leaving you with space to breathe, to think, and to simply be. But here's the surprising part. You don't need to travel to a remote monastery or take a vow of silence to experience these benefits. Silence is already within you, waiting to be embraced. And today we're going to explore why silence is more powerful than you ever imagined, how it can transform your life, and how you can start tapping into its potential today. If you've ever felt mentally drained, emotionally overwhelmed, or disconnected from yourself, this video is for you. Stay with me, because by the end, you'll have a completely new perspective on silence and how it can become your greatest ally in the modern world. So, let's begin. Why the modern world needs silence and stillness. Silence in a world full of noise. We live in a world that has never been noisier. The constant pings of notifications, the never-ending stream of news updates, the relentless demands of work, and the overwhelming content on social media pull us in 100 different directions. In this chaotic environment, silence has become a luxury, but more importantly, it has become a necessity. Silence is not just about escaping distractions. It's about reconnecting with ourselves, creating space for clarity, wisdom, and inner peace. Many people mistakenly associate silence with loneliness or isolation. But in reality, silence is a powerful, intentional act, a choice to find balance in a world full of pressure. It is a tool that helps us manage stress, regulate emotions, and gain deeper insight into our lives. 1. Silence reduces stress and restores the mind. When you step out of a noisy room and into a quiet space, you immediately feel the difference. Your body relaxes, your breathing slows down, and your mind feels less overwhelmed. This isn't just psychological. Scientific research has shown that silence significantly reduces cortisol, the stress hormone. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with noise and information, our brains rarely get a break. Taking time for silence allows our nervous system to reset, bringing a sense of relaxation and improving focus. This explains why many successful leaders, entrepreneurs, and creatives make it a habit to sit in silence each day before making major decisions. A study by the U.S. National Institutes of Health found that just 2 minutes of silence per day can lower blood pressure and improve heart health. This proves that silence isn't just a mental state. It has real, tangible benefits for our physical well-being. Number 2, silence is a mirror for the mind. Imagine your mind is like a lake. When there are too many distractions, worries, and chaotic thoughts, the surface becomes disturbed, making it impossible to see what's beneath. But when the water is still, everything becomes clear. Silence works the same way. It reflects our true thoughts and emotions back to us. In moments without external noise, we have the opportunity to observe ourselves, to recognize thought patterns, emotions, and unconscious behaviors. This helps us understand what truly matters instead of being driven by societal expectations or outside pressures. Many people fear silence because they don't want to confront their deepest thoughts. But the truth is, only when we listen to ourselves can we change and grow. The biggest life decisions aren't made in the middle of chaos. They are made in moments of silence when we can think clearly and see things for what they truly are. The power of silence in history. The Buddha's enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. More than 2,500 years ago, Siddhartha Gautama left his kingdom and his life of luxury to seek the truth. After years of searching with no answers, he decided to sit in complete silence under the Bodhi tree. In this absolute stillness, with no distractions from the outside world, he attained enlightenment, understanding the nature of suffering and the path to liberation. The story of the Buddha is proof that silence is not just about resting, it can be the key to deep wisdom and insight. If some of the greatest minds in history turned to silence to find clarity, why wouldn't we apply the same practice in our modern lives? Aya's story, finding peace in a noisy world. Aya, a young office worker, constantly felt exhausted from the pressures of work and the busyness of life. Every day, she spent hours on her phone, scrolling through social media, answering dozens of emails, and juggling endless messages from colleagues and friends. Over time, she started to feel disconnected from herself. One day, Aya decided to try something new, 1 hour of complete silence each week. No phone, no music, no distractions, just stillness. At first, she felt restless and uncomfortable. But after a few weeks, she realized that most of her stress wasn't coming from work. It was coming from her need to control things that were beyond her control. Silence became her refuge, a space to reflect, let go, and reconnect with herself. Over time, she felt more at peace, more present, and less dependent on external distractions for happiness. Now more than ever, we need to learn how to bring silence into our daily lives to restore balance to our minds and emotions. Part 2. How to incorporate silence into daily life. Bringing silence into your life doesn't require drastic changes. Here are some simple but effective ways to get started. 1. The 5-minute rule. Start small but effective. Try setting aside just 5 minutes a day to experience complete silence. No need to overcomplicate it. Turn off your phone, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Within just a few short minutes, you'll feel a difference. Your mind begins to calm, your heart rate slows down, and stress starts to fade away. When practiced consistently, this small habit trains you to handle life's challenges with a calmer and clearer mindset. A small action, but one with a powerful impact. 2. Mindful listening. The art of true connection. Silence isn't just about not speaking, it's also about learning how to listen. In daily conversations, instead of thinking about what you'll say next, try to fully focus on the person speaking. Deep, intentional listening helps us understand others better, build stronger relationships, and reduce unnecessary misunderstandings. In a world where everyone wants to talk, the one who truly listens is the one with the greatest influence. Practicing silence in communication doesn't just improve your relationships, it also helps you understand yourself through your reactions to others. 3. Reflection before bed. A moment to connect with yourself. Each night before bed, take a few moments to immerse yourself in silence and reflect on your day. No need to analyze or judge, just observe your thoughts with gentleness. What moments today made you happy? What caused you stress or frustration? What did you learn today? Practicing silence before sleep allows you to connect with yourself, gain emotional clarity, and drift into sleep with a sense of peace. As you become more aware of your thoughts, you'll gradually reshape them in a more positive direction. 4. A day of silence. A detox for the soul. One of the most powerful ways to embrace silence is to dedicate one full day each month to minimizing verbal communication. You don't have to be completely silent, but try to limit social media, avoid unnecessary conversations, and spend time reading, walking, or meditating. In today's world, we are constantly bombarded with information overload. Taking a silent day is like a detox for the mind, clearing out excess thoughts and restoring inner balance. Those who practice a silent day regularly often experience a lighter spirit, greater creativity, and better emotional regulation. 5. Breath awareness, meditation. Returning to the present moment. Anapanasati meditation, breath awareness meditation, is one of the simplest yet most effective ways to bring silence into your life. You don't need to meditate for hours. Just take a few minutes to focus on your breath. Feel each inhale and exhale and bring your mind back to the present moment. Meditation not only helps reduce stress and regulate emotions, but it also improves focus and decision-making. Those who maintain a regular meditation practice tend to handle difficult situations with greater stability and experience deeper happiness in life. Many of us are afraid of silence. We try to drown it out with distractions because we fear facing ourselves. But what you've heard today is the truth. Silence is not something to fear, it's something to embrace. It is a refuge, a place of peace, a tool for transformation. The more you welcome silence into your life, the more you will understand yourself. You will realize that happiness, peace, and fulfillment don't come from external noise, but but from the quiet space within. So, next time you feel overwhelmed, instead of reaching for your phone, turn everything off. Instead of filling every moment with sound, allow yourself to sit in stillness. Start small, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Just observe, just breathe. And in that moment, you will begin to discover a deep sense of peace that no amount of external validation can replace. Let silence be your teacher. Let it guide you. Let it remind you that everything you are searching for has always been within you. Now that we have uncovered the hidden power of silence, ask yourself, when was the last time you truly sat in silence? Not just the absence of sound, but true stillness, where you weren't distracted, entertained, or trying to fill the space with something else. When was the last time you simply listened to your own thoughts, without judgment, without resistance? What we often overlook is that silence is not empty, it's full of answers. It is in silence that we find clarity. It is in silence that we hear our true thoughts, our deepest desires, and our inner wisdom. The world constantly pulls us outward, toward more, toward louder, toward faster. But the true path to freedom lies in turning inward. Silence is a radical act of self-care. It is a gift you give yourself. If this video brought value to you, take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to Mindful Healing. Let's continue exploring the wisdom of mindfulness, philosophy, and self-discovery together. And remember, sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply be still. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay mindful, stay present, and embrace the beauty of silence.